好，各位在远程的同学和在匹兹堡当地的同学，大家下午好那非常高兴各位同学来参加我们今天这个 JobUpper 职业领航导师面对面的系列讲座活动。那么我们也特意选在了这个开学伊始的时候呢，来跟各位同学分享一些最新的这个行业 insight。那帮助同学们，无论你是在接下来的学期继续来学习专业课程，或者申请学校了解专业，包括到未来进入到这个华尔街和金融服务公司工作，希望都能给大家一些行业内的 insight 和一些全新的启发。那么帮助同学们了解真实的华尔街是什么样的，包括你应该怎么样准备，和你这个实习经历对你之后的申请还是你的工作是有什么样的帮助？那希望都能给大家来做到一个解答那今天我们也特别荣幸的请到了来自 Wall Street Financial Services 的 Chief Acquisition Officer Mr. Jules 先生，来为我们讲解这个华尔街它的独特的项目，以及他自己对金融行业的这样的一个理解。那么下面我们有请Mr. Jules 先生。She said, "I'm grade 11, and I want to apply for the university in New York." So she wants to know if she has any chance to get in Wall Street or get an internship experience at that age, and how this internship experience can help her to apply for universities.
That's the whole purpose of what our program is all about. Now, what it does help, it helps in a few ways. So the first one is to give the person a real idea of what does it take right now. So considering that we are a full financial firm, we deal and we have a very realistic aspect of each side of the industry, right? So everyone that let's say for the intern, they spend a portion of the day, they work on learning about financial modeling, learning about doing equity research, learning about several different aspects that this is what it takes, right? Now, a school like, for example, NYU, when a student says that they were actually working on some equity research, or they're working on an evaluation for an existing company that is very big, when they have all these different experience, because we give them a lot of material to also understand the regulatory side, that gives them a very big advantage. So the school likes that because they have a very good understanding. It's like, for example, when I studied for my exam, it was very about memorization. So I had to learn the language, but I didn't understand why some of these theories were named this way. How do I really get to apply it? Until I started working and everything started making sense. I understood how I negotiated a contract, I understood why they make it this way, I understand why they file it. And that experience, when you're over here, especially that we give a lot of attention to them, then they get to ask a lot of questions, so they have a very clear understanding. And a university, not many firm takes the time to do that for students. Most of them will have them do something about an equity research. They'll do it through the whole time. The whole, let's say if it's the fall, the summer, whichever the case might be, that's what they'll know. And that's what makes us here different than others, because we really take the time to give them a much larger. For myself, we're expanding. I want to have people who are going to be able to grow along with us and know and understand our culture as well. So the student gets to learn about everything. So, which is why the universities really appreciate when young ladies and gentlemen gets to come and have these type of experience. It makes it more promising for them that the student is going to excel in these fields, because they actually were able to have a little bit of an experience in a company.
So we have another question come for. So she said, Now I'm major in chemistry, and I'm planning to transfer my major from that to finance. So
Mhm.
wondering that can this internship help her to apply for another universities?
Of course. Actually, it's very beneficial because coming from chemistry and wanting to go into finance, when someone has a chance to do the internship in finance, what the school will notice is that the person was able to accomplish their training, so the person understands what it is about finance in every single different areas in finance. So this is not just a person where maybe it's not going to be for them. This is someone who has a clear idea of what it takes and what is it all about, really. From a regulatory standpoint, from you look at it on an investment standpoint, having an understanding on that helps tremendously. So schools really do appreciate that, and it makes it much more easier for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a last question. So the student said she's not in New York right now, so can she like do the remote internship first and then do the onset in the next winter's vacation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. On the remote side, they always have the accessibility to us, to some of the fellows who really spend time. For example, like Duke, they spend a lot of time where they speak with them. We give them the same task, and we spend times every other day to go over these tasks. We could do it through WeChat, we do it through Zoom, we could do it through Skype, whichever the case might be. But the key is that they still get as much attention, and they're able to work and on the same financial modeling that we teach. And these are all work. Once we give that to them, they have, let's say, half a day to finish it or a full day to accomplish it. And we go over it again until they really get to really master that part. And then we could give them on to the next. So the disadvantage is that they don't get to be in a whole surrounding. They don't get to be interacting with all the rest of them. But they still get to learn just as much as someone that would be here. And they still have the help on any given time during the day with somebody who will be free at that time. And we tend to not have too many people handling, just so that so each person can have a personal touch with you, and they know what where you're struggling, so you have that same assistance. It's a lot of fun over here, especially where we work at the World Trade. It's so they love it being here. But nevertheless, if she's not able to be here, that doesn't stop her from progressing and learning about the industry and learning about the tools that she needs. So afterwards, when she's ready in the following fall, it actually makes it easier for her to be able to come.
And she asks, can I still get a recommendation letter? Because
absolutely, 100%. As long as she does the task and she excels in it, she's gonna get the recommendation letter. Absolutely. I provide to everybody a recommendation letter. Now, some excels more in a certain area, so I customize it in a way that, okay, that person excels very well into this area, into the equity research, or into fundamental analysis, or into quantitative, whichever the case that they would excel, or whichever direction that they're looking for. So let's say the student knows already that they want to apply for a specific area. Well, what do? I focus more on those areas with them. So someone, for example, I have someone who's finishing their internship tomorrow, or the training program. Tomorrow's the last day for a few. And what I did with them for 2 months was, one of them wanted to learn a lot about risk management. So the first 2 weeks, they learn about all the basics, which is very, very important. And then afterwards, I start giving them tasks on risk management, because that's what they want. in the future. So I help them, where others will work on certain things that's more targeted towards investment banking. So we give a little personal touch to it so that when I give a recommendation, it is focused on that area they wanted to major in.
And she also said, will you help every student to link to the admission officers to help them get approved by the universities?
Well, you know what? It's a lot more easier for me to do that because, like I said, I have a good relationship. They recognize. So I send the way that it works. Towards the end, I give you a recommendation, certification, right? A recommendation letter. So you can use that recommendation letter to go anywhere. Then if you have a school that you prefer, the school itself email me and I give an evaluation. That's how we work. So all the school, any university, they email me directly. I already have, like I said, a good relationship with most of them. So they know. And they'll email me directly because sometimes they might fear that the student might say that they worked with me and they really didn't. So the school always makes sure. They always check in with me. And I always make sure anyone who worked with me, I spend a lot of time with them as well. So I know that I'm not giving a recommendation out in the air. And I give the evaluation and I forward it back to the school. And so far, I have not had one student not being able to be approved in one of the schools. They don't get approved to every one of the schools that they want, but they will be approved by a few.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's Kathy again, and she's asking, will AI replace a human like in the working area? So how could the students prepare for working in the future?
How could they prepare themselves to work?
And because the AI, someone said
for example, and this happens very often. Let's say I have 20 to 30 students here, right? Maybe 5, 6, 7 of them will want to come and actually work. So the fact that I spent the time with the person, I already know where a person could be, what's going to be good. And then from that moment on, I recommend them to start studying for the SIE. You cannot work you could have your master's, your PhD, without a license, you can't work in finance. A firm has to sponsor you. So what do I do? While you go to finish up your last year in college, I keep in touch, and then we have you start studying for the SIE. So that's the first license that you need. Like that, when you come back, we process you right in, and you go for the 7, and you could take the 66. Once you have those licenses, you can really work on basically anywhere, really, in any side of the business. But that's a must. So some students, they know that this is the last semester. So the last few weeks, I will give them access to the material to start studying for the SIE. So what happens is that once they're done with the semester, they come back, they already have their first license. I sponsor for the other 2, and they start working right away. And that's the whole purpose of this program, is because even though it takes me maybe a semester or 2 before I get the student, but those students that I have to come in through the same program have all been, they're really the best that I have, really. They're all work in progress, but they know what it takes, right? They know what it takes, and that's the whole goal, actually, when you're giving everyone a chance to see who will be able to come back after. So there's a great amount of opportunity for any of the students.
How will new technology influence the job market in finance industry? So do you have any suggestions for that?
The technology, actually, every side of the industry that is really growing is great for the market. We deal with, like right now, we deal with artificial intelligence companies. The beauty about this is that you get to learn about certain industries. Now, a lot of these companies, they could be in tech. What they do know is technology. What we know is how to position and how to build them and how to give them an evaluation, how to take them public, how to raise money for them, and for them to be enabled to grow. And if they have a technology that could better whichever it is, it could be medical, it could be social media, whichever the case might be, it can have an impact. Then here in finance, clients want to invest into this. So we enable them. So technology is a future. There's no other way around it. So for example, I focus a lot on companies. I work with them when we partner with these companies that are in artificial intelligence, for example. We deal with software companies. We deal with a lot of different ones. Besides just buying and selling stocks, we work very close with these companies and to either take them public or to merge with another company or just to raise money for them. So on the contrary, it helps and it better everyone and the life of others, and the same way financially as well.
So what's your advice for the graduate students who are going to studying finance major? And do you have any recommendation for him to get networking or internship experience?
Well, one of the best advice I could really give is to be willing to try. So this is one of the things that, again, the whole program we try to focus is to help you really realize what is it that you want, because in finance it is very, very vast. One of the things also that really gets you through a lot of doors in finance is understanding the side of sales.
So we have another question from the WeChat. So a student, she asked that, do you think the relationship between now China and the US, do you think is there any influence for international students, especially Chinese students, to find a job in the US?
Yes, that doesn't stop it. It is a lot of my very big clients and clients that I really like a lot, they're all also in China. So the whole tariff, it gives a lot of problems on a business aspect. It kind of blocks, makes it a little more difficult. But for students, that has nothing to do with it. The student can find its way here, then it can also, just like anyone else. But it does not interfere. What it does interfere with is if you're looking to do investment, it makes it a little more harder for certain investment coming between China and the US. But besides that, we are a multicultural country, and I would say maybe sometimes 40% of the students who are here are really from China. So I have a very, very, very high number. On the contrary, a lot of advisors that I have who are also Chinese, they speak with Mandarin speaking clients who are based here. So the market is very, very, very big over here. Even though there are a lot of, as you already know, a lot of potentials and CEOs that are from China but are working here, and they do very, very well. So there is a lot of room for growth. We need more, actually. It's all about really, it's not really about where you're from. So the advantage that it gives you is that it's always easier to talk to somebody or potential client when you come from the same culture, you speak the same language. But besides that, performance is everything down here. And if you know how to perform, you could be from anywhere in the world, you will perform.
Okay, thank you so much for all the sharing and stories, like case sharing of yours. So let's keep in touch to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If there's more students on another day, we could plan ahead.
Yeah.
My hours are always extremely crazy, but I always will find time. I always have an hour that I could push something else, and I'll be more than happy to speak with them and to communicate and to make this, to give everyone the opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
And so it's my pleasure. because I hope to have most of them to be able to come and work and be all successful all together. The more, the merrier. Okay. Well, I hope I was able to answer everything to everyone. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, it's my pleasure.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.